Hi, everyone. My name is Jack, and I'm a junior at Rosehill, and I will be offering the gospel reflection this week. On this third Sunday of Lent, the gospel comes from the Gospel of John, which, as we know, offers different reflections on different parts of Jesus' ministries from the synoptic gospels. In this passage, we see a side of Jesus that we aren't accustomed to seeing. We see Jesus getting angry. To quote the passage, his disciples recalled the words of Scripture, "Zeal for your house will consume me." This passage also served as a strong allusion to the resurrection for his disciples when he talked about how he would raise up the temple in 3 days. It gave them belief after the resurrection that Jesus Christ had called this, and it's just another way to bolster their faith in the early church. As I read this passage, I had three thoughts to think about. The first thought was, what would my reaction be to Jesus' statements in the passage, especially the statement that he would rebuild the temple in 3 days? I believe that I, like the Pharisees, would really take it in a literal sense, and I would scoff. So I'm trying to reflect on what gives me more faith to believe in Jesus and what he's saying, because a lot of times it's not easy, and just to have that faith is something I want to build on. I also thought about how this is a great Lenten passage because it challenges me to think about what's polluting the temple in my life, what's getting in the way. And I think there's a lot of things, while it may not be a market right in front of the temple, there's a lot of things that are distracting me in my life, a lot of things that can pull me away from prayer, just stuff to get really busy in your day and never really have time for prayer. Or at least I don't think I have time for prayer. And the last thing was, am I respecting the temple in my life? And I'm kind of interpreting temple here in a more literal sense as like the temple of my body, whether that's like taking time to exercise, to get outside and get the sun, because that's something that's definitely difficult to do in winter in a pandemic, but it's something that's really important to stay healthy. And on the other side of that temple, also like when I'm at church, whether physically or watching on my TV, when I'm physically at church, am I checking my phone? Am I just distracting myself before church starts? And when I'm at home watching mass, even though like it's hard to turn your family room into a temple, the least I can do is just like remove distractions and really try to focus on the mass like I am there in person. And while I think it's difficult, this gospel really serves as a call to action for me, and I think it's a really insightful passage. I really hope you guys all enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great week.